day 4 of VEDA. I still haven't posted day 2, but I did record it. I figure it's late anyway. It's gonna get up there sometime, but I'm back on track with recording and posting in the same day. Just for myself, because I'm trying to follow through. I am trying to follow through and be consistent and get my little show on the road, you know what I'm saying, so to speak, and things like that and such as. So, today I'm just feeling heavy, so I figure why not talk about that. I'm just bummed about all these shootings, and I just don't understand what is the attachment that people have to these guns. Like, it's one of those things where if one person can have them, anybody can have them, and that includes people who are crazy. And when I say crazy, please, people who are unstable and who would take said weapon and just go take out a whole bunch of people and kill them and murder them just because they can, is what I'm saying. You get those people lumped into the people who claim they want them to hunt or to fish or to collect or to be militia people or whatever, to hold them for the end times or the apocalypse or whatever. I just don't understand. We just gotta get rid of them. We gotta get rid of them, just like New Zealand did. You just gotta say, okay, no more of that. We're done with that. We're done with that. Because this is going to happen. And I feel like there's some overarching conspiracy with these fringe type of groups and people who have an agenda to just create terror and wreak havoc, and using that as a means to gain power, but not official power. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but if we take away those type of guns, I'm not with taking away all types of guns. I've even considered acquiring a handgun because of all this, and not saying that I would have it and ready to go if I'm out somewhere and a mass shooting occurred, but just as protection in my own home, because things are getting out of hand with the racial climate, and I am Black, African American, ADOS, however you want to call it. And I feel like the people in this world and in this country specifically that hate me are now emboldened to do me harm, like at their own will. Me, my family, my loved ones, my friends, people that look like me. I mean, we're in danger. And not only by these extremists, but also by the police. It's getting really bad, and I live in a state where it has been documented that every single police department in this state has some type of problem with racial profiling and bias and mistreating people of color, intentionally mistreating people of color. And so, it's gotten really bad and out of hand. It really has. So I'm just like, have this overall feeling of malaise and fatigue about it all, and I just see the headlines and I don't even bother to go into the details about it because it just brings me down, and there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I mean, even as far as voting and trying to identify candidates that believe that there should be, if not an outright ban on automatic assault weapons and the ammunition and all of that, but really severe, strong restrictions against any and everybody just stocking up on those type of weapons. I think if you just feel like you need multiple AK-47s or AR, whatever they are, I'm not a gun enthusiast, so I don't know, but the automatic style weapons that have been used in the mass shootings over the last couple of days, there was one in Dayton. I'm not sure if it was this morning early or last night, and then it was yesterday in El Paso, Texas. So the type of weapons that are used in those type of mass shootings, where dozens and dozens of people are getting killed, need to be severely restricted, like almost down to a ban, like as close as you can get to a ban without banning them outright altogether for everybody. And I really, in my opinion, I believe they should be banned for everybody, but I know that's never going to pass. That's never going to work. Nobody cares how many people dies. The people who are these gun enthusiasts and Second Amendmenters or whatever, they just don't care how many people die. They absolutely do not care. And it's a shame. I care. I don't want, my kid to go to school and have to witness, classmates being murdered, teachers, administrators, even possibly his own demise just because he went to school. Or me going to Target or Walmart or something like that, like something that we all got to do. We all have to shop. We all have to get milk and bread and Pampers or whatever. Why should we have to die in the pursuit of milk and bread and Pampers? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just really tired of it. That's one of the things that I really want to hear these candidates talk about is, what are you going to do about this? Like, what is your concrete plan that you can drum up some support of people in the House and the Senate to get behind that plan and push it through? It can't be just, I want to do this, knowing that you don't have any support for it. Nobody is behind it, and it's never going to go anywhere. It's just going to die on the floor. So I want to know, what have you done? Have you polled your colleagues and gotten input to see what can we actually do to make a drastic difference, not just a little clearly, if Obama did anything to push us in the right direction or inch us in the right direction, Trump has already undone it, because he's just out to undo everything Obama did and just erase his legacy from the records or whatever. But that'll never happen. And the person that comes in behind Trump is just going to undo everything he did, which was ridiculous and silly and not in our best interest and counterproductive. And I hope that gun reform is one of those things and the top priority, because people are dying and it's for nothing. It's for absolutely no reason except that somebody can say, I have a right to have this weapon of mass destruction. Because that's what it is. Mass destruction. It's not just square footage and bombs being dropped. Mass destruction is the destruction of human lives. Right? The 20 or so people who died in El Paso yesterday, those are just 20 people, but there are lives connected to those lives. They had families and co-workers and friends, and some, I'm sure, were involved in their communities, and people were just connected to them, and they're all hurting. We as a country are all hurting. That is mass destruction. It's mass terror, and it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. So that's my little rant about that. I'm not even gonna say nothing about no thoughts and prayers, because these people don't need no thoughts and prayers. What they need is support, and what we all need is change. So we all need change. So if you're watching this, I hope wherever you are, you're safe, secure, and enjoying what's left of summer, and your loved ones and family and friends. And don't take anything for granted. That's all I'll say. Do not take another day of life for granted, because you just never know. And apparently the government doesn't care that this is happening, or they would have done something about it long ago. I wonder if somebody went and shot up Mar-a-Lago, or these fancy country clubs or private resorts, or if people started targeting the uber rich in the places that they frequent, would anything change? I'm not saying I hope that happens. I don't own a gun. I don't have no plots or plans or none of that. What I'm saying is, would anything change if instead of going to Walmart, people started going to the Ritz-Carlton? Instead of going, into JCPenney, if people started going to, I don't know, Mar-a-Lago or Bedminster or these type of places, would anything change then? If every week there was a shooting in a place where rich people, the 1%, spend their time, would anything change? I don't know that it would. And I would be saddened to think that that's what it would take, because that means they really don't care about us. Like, it would take something to happen to them for any change to occur. That's really sad. That's a sad thought. So I am clearly in the car on a nice little long car ride. I'm gonna spend my day just hanging out, chilling, and staying away from the news as much as possible, because it's just depressing. It really is. And it really, all of this has a toll on your mental health over time. And just that feeling in the back of your head when you're out and about that, somebody in here could take me out. There's nothing I would be able to do about it. That's just really unfortunate to have to live with that. So, like I said, I hope everybody's doing well, and I'm gonna get off here. It's VEDA. It's day 4. My name is Candace, and this is the Wisdom Diva TV channel. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Sorry about the sun glare. I'm not editing any of these car type of videos. It'll get better.